Sure, what's up? Let me get you to connect. See why it's taking forever. 1 second. Let me set up a backup right now, just in case. Wagwan,
Okay.
brother.
Yes, it
How are
worked.
you, man?
I'm all good,
Yes.
man, bro. The other time I was going, yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You
Can
know
you
what I'm
hear me?
saying? All right, we are live. We are live with Mr. Origin. So,
Yes, bro. What you saying, man?
brother, I'm doing a segment called Influencers on the Run. Okay.
Yeah,
In this segment, we interview people who are like you, who are out there, who are international, who are moving around and making moves. Okay.
yeah.
So the first thing I want you to do is give us an introduction. We know you are a UK artist, an up and coming big UK artist,
Love
okay,
that.
DJ and creative. Okay.
Yeah,
And then I want to go on about how where we met in Saudi Arabia, okay, and what you were doing at Middle Beast.
yeah. All right, cool. You want me to kick it off?
Of course, brother.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, man, I'm a rapper and a DJ. I'd say all-round creative. That's probably a better way to title it now because multi-disciplined. I'd say like
I like that.
I've been rapping for years, so that's been my main hustle. But then additionally, I've been doing other things alongside of that. Social media being one of them. That's how I ended up at Middle Beast. That's how we met. So yeah, man, like I got my fingers in a lot of different pies. But all round creative. That's heavy on like music production, music performance, social media, and all round creative. Yeah, man.
All right. So let's talk before Middle Beast, okay? Let's talk about that call, okay? And what exactly, like beforehand and what did you think about it? And what was your job per se at Middle Beast? But let's go like how did you get that call?
Really, I've been working in social media for a number of years, and it wasn't so much a call. It was just more sort of an association that sort of happened, and it just clicked at the right time. So like with that festival, I'm not sure how much you know about it before, but obviously it was quite quickly built. Like prior to the time that we was on stage together and we were standing on stage, I think 8 weeks prior to that, stage hadn't even been built, bro. So, like, it was like, and that's not like a criticism or anything. It's just like they executed an international festival at a very high level at basically the drop of a hat. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hats off to them. Like it was super impressive. But, yeah, man, it all happened very quickly. I've been working in social media space, working on multiple campaigns. And then I got the call up for that, and yeah, man, was out there basically handling the Middle Beast international accounts across socials, and yeah, basically coordinating the creative strategy for the campaign.
Okay. Now, of course, I was behind the scenes with you, at Middle Beast. And like you said, that thing came like this, and it was like you said, it was like no stage and a stage. Then, we're backstage. And I think like I first met you actually was because I was working media for Nas G,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh
Spanish
yeah,
DJ. So
yeah, yeah. We met
what I'm saying?
before. We met before
Yeah,
Black Coffee, didn't we? We met actually at that
yes.
stage. Bro, that's so funny because I remember that was the first stage I went to. So obviously we'd been prepping the whole time, and like we were getting the brief and everything, and like I didn't know what to expect. Like we spent so much time in the office and like kind of like talks at HQ, and then like obviously I step into. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm there. I think, yeah, 1 second, your connection's a bit fizzing out, but I'm here. I'm here. There we
I
go.
think I'm
There we
back.
go.
I think I'm back.
Yeah, you back. You back. So yeah, we met at Nas G first. So I saw you at Nas. Like I had my camera. You had the little thing with the iPhone. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then and I was like, yo, I need some footage. I was like, yo, I need that footage, fam. And you were like, I
Yeah,
got you, I
yeah,
got
yeah,
you. I
yeah,
was
yeah. I
like, fam, I
remember
need
now.
that footage. I was like, I need that footage, you know what I'm saying?
Bruv,
So
you caught me
like,
at
okay,
such a
so
good
I'll tell
time.
you like,
Go on, go on, go on,
yeah,
go on, go
go
on.
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, go
So
ahead.
like, yeah, so I was there like, you know what I'm saying? So like I lived in Saudi Arabia for 10 years, okay? So I've been there for the past since 2011 I've been there, okay? So like I saw Middle Beast, I was like, how can I go here for free? How can I go here make some money and make things happen, okay? So like I had met Nas G like maybe like 2 weeks before Middle Beast. She had came to do a show in Saudi. Then she made the thing. So I was like, yo, Nas G, let me be your media person, da da da. She was like, cool. And so I get there, you know what I'm saying, like everybody else, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? We behind the scenes doing things. And then I was like, okay, cool, cool. Then I saw you and we were like, cool. Then I think was it the same night we saw each other again or was that second night?
So that was the first night out of the three, and then I think. Oh no, yeah, bro, yeah. Black coffee. No, Black coffee was the first night. Yeah. So
Okay, okay,
man,
cool,
that's
cool,
crazy,
cool.
man. I felt like that could have been like 3 nights afterwards, but it was actually the first night.
Well, it was wild. So let's talk about it, you know what I'm saying, from your point of view, because you're behind the scenes, you're dealing with media, and I will say, you guys did a very good job. You guys did a
Thank you, man.
very, very, very good job on media, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about that, you know what I'm saying, from before day one to each day. Let's go through each day.
Yeah, bro. Like honestly, the first day I think wasn't the craziest actually. The first day was just it was crazy because it was the first day. You know, like it was like you're taking everything in, like all of these. Everyone sort of had the pre-talk about like, oh, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, X, Y, Z, and then you go into the field and everything's happening. But the first day for me was my favorite for a number of reasons because the talent playing on that day would like literally it was like the perfect execution. I was going from one stage to the next stage and I'm seeing artists that like I like, you know, artists that I follow, artists that inspire me. So, you know, at one time it's like Peggy Goo, next bit is Rick Ross on stage with and like also it was a turn of that night was the turn onto my birthday as well. So I was like, yo, this is
Okay,
like,
okay,
you know what I
okay,
mean? I was like, yo,
okay,
this is a
okay,
good way
big
to do
thing.
it, you know. But then the next night, bro, I think like a lot of people seem to be a bit like, not hesitant, but like they were kind of seeing, they didn't know what the first day was going to bring, and because it was so successful and it was such a popular thing, I think the second day the word was out that the first day was such a success and then the numbers just carried on shooting up. Like we were told that like X amount of tickets are just sold in the last hour, and then there was all these concerns from just health and safety because there were so many people coming from there that point. So again, that was an interesting dynamic having so many people there for your first festival in the UK. You know, like that's unheard of. Like basically announcing a festival within 3 months, building it, having like exceeding some of the numbers that people think you're going to sell tickets for. It was a massive success, you know. So it was very interesting working the festival for a number of reasons. I think that working amongst so many different agencies and so many different teams was obviously like something personally that like developed my career and myself. But then also like having the world watching, you know, having um, the international eye and international media picking up on some of the festival, handling some of the influencers, you know, that was all very, very interesting. But ultimately it was a really, really dope experience, you know.
No, no doubt, no doubt. You know what I'm saying. So, also, that was your first time in Saudi Arabia as well, right?
Yeah, well, like, yeah, in the space of like 10 days, I think I went across twice. So like that was
Okay,
actually
yeah,
my
yeah.
second trip,
But
but
yeah,
first,
but
yeah,
but you know what I'm saying. Like that was like your
yeah, yeah,
first dive into Saudi Arabia. Let's talk
yeah,
about that. You know what I'm saying. Let's talk about before thoughts, and then you actually experiencing it. What was it like? You know what I'm saying for you.
yeah. It was dope, man. Obviously, like when I first found out I was going to Saudi, I was quite concerned for a number of reasons. But you know, it was like, and that's something I learned when I was out there is that it's like you have the international, I guess, the Western press, how they report on things. You know, like they'll report on some of the brutality or you know media people going missing, and I'm sure that does happen. But then when you get there, you're actually met by like very friendly people. Like there was definitely something in the air about like rules and Westerners. Like I definitely felt that. Like, and that was a dynamic that I was very aware of. But at the same time, what a beautiful country. Like how amazing it was that they even managed to pull that off within 3 months. You know, that's like that in itself. I had a massive amount of respect for like the government and you know what they managed to do. Just because like in our country, you could never do that. You could never announce a festival 3 months, build it'd be hundreds of thousands of people, 3 days, international acts all over the world, and very little trouble. You know, that's the other thing that I respected as well massively. Where it being obviously a Muslim country, and there not being some of those loosenesses from like the Western world, you know, with the drinking, the drugs, all of that stuff. Like to be honest, in fact, that was probably one of the most amazing things to see everyone party, to see everyone having a good time, and it not have that alcoholic drug element that you do get in the Western world. You know, in UK festivals, like there's always a lot of trouble. You know, you can go there and have a good time. Don't get me wrong; it's not always like that. But I'm just saying that like it was quite an amazing feat that they organized that, no trouble, all of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like that too, like also like I want to know like also in terms of like the social media strategy that you guys were doing, you know what I'm saying? Can you talk about that more as well since you are someone in that field? For those that, you know, who want to know more about that, like what was your strategy going about it? Was it pictures? Was it video? You know, what we were trying to accomplish in the social media aspect of that festival?
Honestly, the strategy was just impact. It was maximum impact, and there was a lot of different people working it at the same time. So it would be, I think it would be slightly disingenuous for me to try and offload strategy tips from that festival because there was
Got you.
you know, there were so many chefs in the kitchen, and it wasn't all me driving at the front of the boat. But essentially, like in terms of creating impact over a short period of time, when you've got some of the biggest talent in the world and they're like literally doing pieces of the camera for you, it's very, very easy. If you're an
That's
independent
true.
brand, you know,
Yeah,
if you've got, you
that's
know,
true.
David Guetta and other people that are sending you videos, like either landing in Saudi or coming off a plane, like it's very easy to create excitement. Um, but I would say, like, obviously, we were posting like 6 to 9 times a day. So I'd say if you're an independent person looking to get entry to market, you've got to get your posting frequency up. You know, you've got to be speaking to the people regularly on stories, all of that stuff. You know, for a festival that size with the budget they had, like, it's very easy to execute visuals, creative, that's impactful and interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And also, can we talk about the equipment you were using, you know what I'm saying, as well? Like you personally were using, you know what I'm saying? Because I saw the equipment you were using and it did like I was like, you know, I mean again, I'm in the media as well, so, okay? So like
Yeah.
but not everybody understands like, yo, we can do like the thing that we did with the tools that you had, you know what I'm saying? So talk about that a little bit as well.
Listen, if anyone's a DIY social media person and they're trying to get their stuff to market and like they're just looking for something, a cheap setup, they don't want to go for like a really, really expensive DSLR, get yourself a decent iPhone like this one. And then I had, what's it called, man? It's like £100 or something like that. It's actually an iPhone stabilizer. So that's what it was. You see me with it. You see me whipping backstage and that with it. Bro,
Hey,
honestly,
hey,
so
hey.
much footage. A few other people reshared it on. And like some of the quality from the stuff that you can get is exactly the same as a DSLR. So, you know, sometimes when people step into the game, they feel like, oh man, I need to spend like £2,000 to get like the equipment these guys are getting. If people want to take my brand seriously, and it's not always that way, man. You know, you can get something really good, cheap, and just hustle. You know.
No doubt. And okay, like so let's go over the days of Middle Beast Festival, okay? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Again, you know what I'm saying? We saw from like for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I look at it like for me, Nas G opened up that festival to the world, okay? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's how I look at it cuz you know, I was you know, behind stage with her, you know what I'm saying? And we saw that first crowd, you know what I'm saying, to seeing that Black Coffee crowd, you know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying? So let's go through the days and talk about it like that from your perspective.
Do you know what, bro? It's real hard to remember, man. Honestly, 19th was the first day. I remember Black Coffee. I remember Rick Ross, Swiss Beats, Peggy Goo. Marco Corolla was that day as well, but I missed Marco Corolla. And then, who was? I can't remember some of the other guys, man. But the stages were. It was, for me personally, it was one of my favorite days. Saturday, again, very hazy on the memory, but it was so packed. It had oh, huge South American star. What's his name? I
It's
forgot.
either J Balvin,
J Balvin. That's it.
J
J
Balvin,
Balvin.
yeah, J Balvin.
Yeah,
I missed
J
that one. For some
Balvin.
reason, you know, but yeah, man, yeah, yeah,
It
you
was
know what I'm
J
saying?
Balvin and also the K-pop act, and I can't remember what those guys' names are either. Apologies, but you know, K-pop is obviously huge. Some of these guys got like millions and millions of followers, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah, man,
yeah.
I'm a bit hazy to be honest now on like the lineup. I remember the 19th because I remember just being like, this
Aye.
is
But like,
unreal.
we want to know more about like for what you remember. You know what I'm saying? You know, what was your favorite days? You know what I'm saying? And like, what
Oh
artists were
yeah,
you like?
definitely
Bang, this is for
19th,
me.
man. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely 19th because you know, like Rick Ross was like was a surprise, you know, because it was like there wasn't many hip hop people there anyway. And then like out of a lot of hip hop rappers, especially American ones, there's not many that I like that. Like I'm actually gassed to see. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I was gassed to see Rick Ross, man. You know, behind where we, you know what I'm
You
saying? Like posted up.
listen. A lot of people don't know. I missed him when he came in Jeddah. Okay, so like I'm
Yeah,
behind the stage. I didn't know man's coming, right? So I'm behind the stage. You know, I'm just chilling. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just trying to make, you know, stay there. Okay, you know, act like, you know what I'm saying, I'm Gucci. You know, I'm good. You know what I'm saying. Let me just not be in the way. You know what I'm saying. Just, you know, not. But then
you
Rick
look like
Ross,
you was from management. When I see you, I
Ross.
thought, "Hey, this
You
guy,
know,
he must be managing someone, man." You were just posted up.
you know, hey man, I was just posted, you know what I'm saying, trying not to act, you know, starstruck and just chill, you know, like let me just chill, you know what I'm saying. But like, of course, for me, Rick Ross was one of my favorite artists, you know, and like just like you said, I was gassed. I was gassed. I was just like, you know what, you know, I'm
Yeah,
enjoying
yeah,
this moment. It's live, you know what I'm saying. So I really, you know, just like you, I think that was for me like Black Coffee for me really was actually, I think in terms of in terms of again like DJs and techno music, for me Nas G, you know, and also Black Coffee really shut it down for me. You know what I'm saying? And of course Steve Aoki. You know, I will say like I wasn't a big fan of David Guetta and Steve Aoki. Like I wasn't like, you know, that big of a fan. But then when I saw them live behind them, I'm just like, wow, these guys are true
yeah,
performers. True
yeah,
performers.
man. It was dope. Like it was. Another thing about the whole festival is it was such an array of music. You know what I mean, even the main stage was really mixed. You know, they mixed it up with Fisher. Then they had them boys from Liverpool, Camel Fat. So yeah, there was a real mix of like genres in that, man. It was yeah, it was a really interesting thing to be a part of, man.
Yeah, no doubt. So let's come away from Middle Beast and let's go to you as an artist.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
let's talk about what's going on with you musically. You know,
Hmm.
let's go a little bit from the beginning. You said you've been doing rapping for many years, okay, and where you are now as well.
Yeah, man. Do you know what? Like, I've been rapping for a while now, man, and in the next 3 4 months, I'm going to be releasing a lot of music, man. Like I think that's the best thing to talk about what's happening in the next 3 months because I've basically got visuals and audio all ready to go. All that's basically from the first week of July. I've got new music dropping basically every 4 weeks. So there's going to be a single, there's going to be visuals, and there's going to be an accompanying podcast episode because I've got my own podcast. So trying to do both of those two things together.
Okay, and for those who will be watching this later on, where can they find that podcast from?
Yeah, so you can hit me up on Instagram, which is at roundjaws. And if you type in on the podcast, if you go to Apple Podcasts, round jaws, and yours is spelled URS. So it's one word, round yours.
Okay, and you have a new record out. I heard. Yeah,
New
I
record.
heard it.
Yeah, that one's coming out next week. So sorry,
Okay,
1st of July.
okay.
1st of July that goes live.
1st of July.
All
Okay,
digital
okay,
platforms. Yeah.
okay. And what's and like okay, so like I know I lived in Norwich for about 8 months. Okay, and about
Yeah.
it was a while ago. Okay, I didn't go to London because London was competitive and the money at the time I didn't have it like that. So I was in Norwich just chilling back, and we hear like now like when I was there, I hear the scene is very competitive. Okay, very competitive. You know what I'm
In
saying?
London compared to
In
Norwich.
London. Yeah, in London, talk about this. Well, talk about the scene in the UK as a whole, as the UK as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like for you, what's your goal? You know what I'm saying inside the United Kingdom with your music, and what are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to hit? What are those targets?
Do you know what, bro? I'm just really enjoying making music at the moment and sharing it. Like I've got, I've got like a production plan in the sense I know what I need to be making on a week to week basis. But in terms of hitting, like I'm gonna put the music out there and just make sure it's consistent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get too caught up in like all the rest of it, man. Like I'm in a great space right now when it comes to creating. Like I'm really enjoying the music I'm making. And that's special. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you're in that space, I've learned like just enjoy that part. So I've got a plan, obviously strategically for where it's going to be going and like putting money behind it. And I've got a little team in that are going to be working my project. But it's not a thing where I'm like I'm going to cut someone's hand off for like a million views.
I hear you. I hear that. I hear that. Let's talk about production. Okay, very, very.
Yeah, man.
So you produce your own.
Yeah, I get help with production. Like I wouldn't say I'm a producer. I build a little vibe and then I get people to help me essentially, like build it out, mix it out, all that type of stuff, you know?
Okay, okay, okay. And also, like, I see this, okay, I believe your account is Origin, right?
Yeah, origin is origin.
So I like this. I like that orange color, you know what I'm saying? I like the branding
You like that,
behind
yeah?
it, you know what I'm saying? Fam. Where's the merch, fam? Where's the merch, fam?
You know, it's
Where's the
so funny you
merch?
say that. The merch is, I literally have just finished like 3-4 hours of getting all of the merch ready. So, like, the latter half of July, I've got some mugs for my podcast. You'll be able to buy them
Okay.
and stuff, man.
I've seen the mugs. I've seen the mugs. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
I see. Okay, but what about the
yeah, yeah.
clothing, brother? 'Cause that's
Clothing's
that's a
coming.
special origin.
Yeah,
That's special.
clothing's coming. Like right now, like I said, I'm just trying to oil my machine as best
I
I can.
understand.
So,
I
like
understand.
I've got a nice little following. I've got a situation where I'm going to be putting music out consistently. Once that all is sort of just like once that's just happening without me putting loads of energy into that keep happening, I'm going to do the merch thing and diversify the brand. Diversify the offering.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm just saying, man. I love that orange, brother. I'd be like this. I'd be like this, brother. Just killing it,
I
just
love it.
killing
Bro,
it, fam.
100%. I'll send you some stuff as soon as I get it, man. I'm
You know what I'm
getting called in,
saying?
bro. So I've got to fly.
No problem, brother. Thank you for coming live with us. We definitely appreciate it. This will
Yeah,
be
man.
on YouTube. I'll send you a copy as well for yourself. All
Yeah.
right. You know what I'm saying? Most appreciate you, brother. Before you go, where can the people find you, brother?
So it is at Origin is Origin on every single digital platform. Nice and simple. Origin is Origin.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you, brother, for being a part of Influencer on the Run. And you know what I'm saying, brother? We know you're on the run right now, but I'll be
Yeah.
in contact soon.
Blessings, my bro. And obviously, I'll support your project anytime I can, man. So just keep me in the loop. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you
Yeah.
already know, brother. Big thing. Big thing.
Yes.
Take care, my friend.
Yes.
Thank you guys for being a part of that. That was the first edition of Influencers on the Run. And hey, till next time.